So what about the refugees who are granted asylum? Are they exempt from this ban? A new citizenship ban in the UK has sparked confusion and concern. Many are asking, are asylum seekers who are granted refugee in the UK exempt from these changes, or will they also face restrictions? Hello and welcome back to All Things Legal. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, welcome. Please subscribe and turn your notification on so you do not miss any other updates. In my recent video, we looked at the changes to the Good Character Guidance and what it means. We further looked at its implication on children who enter the UK illegally. In today's video, we are going to break it down even further. We are going to answer the crucial question: are refugees who were granted asylum in the UK exempt from the citizenship ban? Let's dive into it now. In 2023, the UK introduced new rules under the Illegal Migration Act, aiming to deter people from crossing the channel on small boats. What is the most controversial part? A lifetime ban on citizenship for anyone who arrives illegally. Under these rules, people who enter the UK through unauthorized or illegal routes could be permanently barred from becoming British citizens. Now, the Home Office have established further guidelines denying British citizenship to refugees who arrived in the UK illegally. The policy makes adjustments to the good character requirement for naturalization. It deems those who arrive illegally via dangerous journeys ineligible for UK citizenship. So what about the refugees who are granted asylum? Are they exempt from this ban? The answer is complicated. Refugees who are officially granted asylum are not automatically exempt from the citizenship ban. It largely depends on how they arrived in the UK. If a refugee is granted asylum after entering the UK illegally, they could still face restrictions on citizenship. However, if they arrived through an approved resettlement program or a safe legal route, the ban may not apply. Let's discuss further. We must take into account Article 31 of the Refugee Convention when considering whether it is appropriate to refuse a person granted refugee status on the grounds of illegal entry. Article 31 states that refugees should not have any penalties imposed upon them as a consequence of illegally entering or being present in the country of refuge illegally in order to seek sanctuary, provided that they 1. Travel to the country of refuge directly from the territory where they fear persecution. 2. Presented themselves to the domestic authorities without delay. 3. Showed good cause for their illegal entry or presence. Article 31 of the Refugee Convention does not specify any minimum time before a person should claim asylum, and this will need to be considered on a case-by-case basis. As a guide, it is not unreasonable to expect that a person who enters the UK illegally with the intention of claiming asylum should claim asylum within 4 weeks of arrival. An applicant who, having entered illegally, delayed claiming asylum beyond this period will normally be refused citizenship unless there's a reasonable explanation for the delay. There is also an expectation that those seeking protection should do so in the first available safe country. So should not, for example, travel across several European countries to claim in the UK. That by itself will not be grounds to refuse, but it will be a factor to consider alongside others that may cast doubt on an applicant's good character. Now let's have a look at what activists are saying on these changes. The distinction between legal and illegal entry refugees has led to a significant controversy. Critics argue that it punishes vulnerable people fleeing war and prosecution simply because they had no safe route to the UK. They also express concern that the policy undermines the UK's tradition of providing refuge to those fleeing persecution. Critics further argue that the strategy breaches international law and will impact the societal integration of refugees contributing to the UK. Critics also argue that it violates the UK's obligation under the 1951 Refugee Convention, which prohibits penalising refugees for illegal entry. An activist argue that we believe that refugees, especially those granted asylum, deserve a clear and fair path to citizenship. It is about giving people a chance to rebuild their lives without fear of statelessness. The Church of England warns that labelling refugees who, through no fault of their own, have had to put their lives at risk on flimsy vessels or have had to hide in the backs of lorries to reach safety on our shores as a type of second-class individual will simply breed division and distrust. What are your thoughts on the activist views?
We've got to work with European partners to stop this problem at source, to break the link between getting in a boat and getting settlement in Europe. And thirdly, we've got to do more to make sure that Britain is a less easy place for illegal migrants to come to and work in. And that's what our immigration bill is all about.
It is important to understand that each case is assessed individually, and the Home Office has the discretion to make exceptions. But this brings uncertainty and inconsistency. Why is this so important? Citizenship provides stability, security, and the right to fully participate in society. Without it, refugees may face a lifetime of uncertainty. So to answer the question, no. Refugees who are granted asylum in the United Kingdom are not automatically exempt from the citizenship ban. It largely depends on how they arrived in the UK and how the Home Office interprets their case. Do they have exceptional and compelling circumstances or mitigating factors? There must be exceptional and compelling reasons for the Home Office to grant citizenship. What are your thoughts on this issue? Should refugees who are granted asylum in the UK be exempt from the citizenship ban, regardless of how they entered the UK? Let us know in the comments below. That's a wrap for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and turn your notification on so you do not miss any other important updates. Thanks for watching and bye for now.